welcome to Mental Health. I'm Robbie Stevenson, and today we're here with a band from Barrie, Ontario. It's the band. They're in the Metal Momentum episode that's up that didn't get censored on New Music Nation. It's Dead Beyond Fear. We're here with two people today. We're here with the vocalist and the drummer. We're here with Phil and Chelsea, and I think this will be a fun one. Would you like to say hello? Try not to fight over who's going to say hello first.
Hi, guys. Phil here.
Good morning. Hi, guys.
And that's Chelsea. All right. So let's just get down to some questions and stuff here. And be noted, my cat is up here and running around, so it could jump on me at any point, and I'll go, ah! Right? It's got nails. All right. Yeah. Well, what's it like being a metal band in Barrie, Ontario? Because it's north of Toronto and probably doesn't get too many shows, right?
It's actually great up here. We do get quite a bit of shows. The music community in Barrie is just huge and supportive. So like everybody works together. It's not a competition up here. So, and like a lot of the bands in the area are actual friends as well. So it works well with like gear share at shows and shit like that. So it's a really good vibe up here, man.
That's awesome. It's sometimes you hear some bad stories. I just know, like my hometown, growing up, there was some metal shows, but like I was always just going to Toronto or Ottawa to go to the bigger ones, so I missed out on a lot of the bands coming up. But so
we lost out on one of our main venues though, the Fox Lounge, throughout the pandemic though. So that was one of our big go-to spots. Like we played there a lot. It was a great vibe. It was a smaller venue, but you know, it was just a great community and all. So hopefully we have our first show coming back this Sunday on the 26th, and that's at the Queen's Hometown Pub in Barrie. So hopefully we can build the same community as we did at the Fox Lounge there. So things are looking up going forward.
Yeah, I really hope you can build that back, because it's hard when we lose all of our venues. Like we can't just play outside all the time, especially in winter in Canada.
Right.
Yeah, there was really no hesitation between the promoters and in the Barrie area just getting the scene back going, like Thursday nights, Sunday nights, Saturday nights. Of course, like everything's starting to bulk back in again, and we're just going to keep pushing forward. The very passionate people up here who had lots of time on their hands growing up and through high school and such. So we're driven.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I know here in Ottawa, Mavericks is still doing a lot of shows, but so that's great. And Mehdi, he's a great, like a community pillar of the metal community, you know, because he's got the Coven, which is a restaurant that's themed metal. It's always blasting music. You're almost like, can you turn it down? But then it's like, no, it's metal. You can't just turn it down to talk.
Yeah, we played on a bill with a Scar for the Wicked from Ottawa. They're really awesome heavy dudes, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I moved to Ottawa in July, so I'm not that acquainted with everyone yet. But
yeah, this was probably about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Like I know they went through a vocalist change and stuff like that, so I don't know what they're up to right now. But they're heavy as fuck. You should check them out. Scar for the Wicked.
Okay, I will do. Will do. All right. So you guys had a music video where you're in a barn, and I played it on Metal Momentum on New Music Nation. You want to talk about the filming of that music video and stuff?
Well, yeah, we are in Canada, so there's lots of fields and barns around. So we totally took advantage of having access to one, and I think that we came up with some pretty cool footage out of there. So yeah, it was our first one, so we learned a lot. We just did a video shoot for another video that we're making on September 11th. We shot for that. That's for From Grace to Ashes. We're not too sure on release date yet for that, because we still have some little bit of B shoots we got to do for it. But definitely in the near future, you'll be seeing another video from us.
And it's the same video producer as our first video too, Jeff Burbridge, who's just showing us everything, like from lighting and just cool shots and cool ideas. He's fun to work with. So
yeah, very creative mind from that man.
And he's a drummer. That helps.
Yes.
Yeah, you can learn lots from him. Cool. Right. Now I said in the intro to your video that you should have a banjo breakdown, like because it's in a barn. What do you think of that?
Um,
On it.
yeah.
It's drafted.
Okay.
Yeah, we get blasted about the barn video quite a bit. It happens, man.
But like, imagine that if there was like a subgenre of metal that like had banjo breakdowns in it.
That would be like thrash grass.
Thrash grass.
Yeah,
It's like literally, it's called lawnmower.
yeah. Actually, there's a band called the Native Howl.
Oh yeah.
They do that totally.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to check into that because that's ridiculous to have.
it is ridiculous. I think it's called Thunderhead, the song, and it's really cool.
Nice. All right. Well, so how have you dealt like mentally with the lockdowns and stuff because you can't do shows and stuff like that? So I know for me it's really hard to not be creative. That's why I had to start up this channel and do sketches and stuff because I got to do something, right? So
Well, me, honestly, it fucked me right up not performing and writing because we get together every Friday, so it's our weekly like vent release to get together, and not being able to do that, it was crazy how much it affected me having to be just stagnant and idle and not doing anything, and but we were still able to be creative because we still wrote individually. So when we were able to actually like, get together periodically, then we just started banging out the songs. So it just worked out for us because it actually kind of did give us the time to slow the fuck down and like actually write the music that we were meant to write. And we really came together over that downtime, helped each other out. We all evolved. Like me, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I haven't had a drink in almost 3 years. So that thank you very much.
we clap at that where I come from.
Absolutely, man. No, it was an issue. So I decided just to say, fuck it, man. Because you don't change until you're sick of your own shit, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we all did. We all evolved together and just focused and trying to write the best music that we can. So we definitely took a positive approach to the pandemic. But all in all, we made it. So I know like a lot of bands, they didn't even bother trying because they're like, oh, what's the point? What's the point? Right. And like, we had that passion and we fucking needed that release. So keep at it. Right.
Yeah. I totally understand. Chelsea, what's your response?
It really, really leveled everything about reality around us, and you have to start kind of rebuilding brick by brick. And as someone else in recovery, I know it really just took off those rosy colored glasses. Like there's just no bar, there's just no influence from anyone, and it just was like, why are we doing this, and why did we continue down this path? And I just kept carving out time to practice, and I was just so freaking lucky that it was a time in my life where I had somewhere to practice at home, because that wasn't the way it was when I was kind of just going from place to place throughout my 20s. So it made me really take a grateful look at my life and just keep moving forward, because I wasn't sober for too long before the pandemic started. Yeah. And so it was really like kind of like, you want this, or are you wanting to commit to this, or are you going to just continue down the same spiral downward and ultimately self-destruct? And there was just such a significant experience coming into March 2020 that really just edged me off onto the right path this time. And so I agree. I think all of us, we really were vocal about it in our group chat or like privately to amongst each other through texts, and we're just vulnerable about our needs and about our structure and our routines, and we just found the way to make it work.
That's amazing. Yeah, to have the support, like not only in the in your band, because I know a lot of people during the last basically 2 years, it hasn't been a good thing for them with everything. Because I know when I isolate, I just go right back to doing everything that I used to do when I was isolating, right? So I did everything I could to not have to do that anymore. Yeah, so like, and if you notice, like, no one stayed the same during lockdowns. It was either like either you got worse and like went farther down the spiral, or you got better. No one stayed on the same plateau with everything that happened. And in the words of Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, chaos is a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy to hear that you guys are doing well with recovery.
Yeah, kicking it back, man.
Yeah, I've got 1 year, 1 month, and 16 days right now with my clean time. So I'm really happy to hear that from you too. So that's great.
Yeah, man.
Good. Happy to hear from you too, man. There's nothing wrong with fixing yourself for the better. Like I said, you don't change until you get sick of your shit. Right?
Yeah. Like I don't know about for you guys, but I had my goals and dreams and stuff, and there was no way I could achieve anything when you're doing meth.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah,
not good. All right, and honestly, if the lockdowns didn't happen, I would have been perfectly happy just trying to staying clean and going to shitty open mics to do comedy. With the lockdowns, it pushed me to do this, and only good things have come from it. Like between this,
Right.
like between mental health and now because of that, I'm on New Music Nation and stuff. Like it's a crazy experience, and like I've got a beautiful girlfriend. I'm basically a stepdad now, and like so much awesome stuff has happened in the last year.
Yeah, we're really seeing things just rematerialize, like up through the ashes, right? Like it just really sounds like so poetic, but it's really just the ingredients for that kind of result if you really recognize it and go for it. So
yeah.
And it's crazy too, because like with the whole thing that we're just talking about, it's exactly what Dead Beyond Fear represents, right? Like Dead Beyond Fear, it's like being beaten down so much that you're no longer fucking scared to rise, right? That's what Dead Beyond Fear is all about. It's about just evolving and being better than what you were. Like we all have our stories and our past and stuff like that. It decides whether we decide just to go down or go up. And that's exactly what Dead Beyond Fear is. You're so fucking just dead inside about it that you're like, you know what? I'm not fucking scared anymore. I'm going to do this shit. Right? That's totally what it's about. And the pandemic made us live that. And we realized that as a band, and we just fucking did it together. We're like, oh yeah, we can beat this shit, man. Like as long as you got the support and like it, to be able to find 5 people that can mentally connect that way, we're really lucky as a band. So I'm grateful for that. Very happy.
Yeah, amazing. With like especially in active addiction and everything, I was pretty depressed, and I was still doing comedy, but like I'd be doing jokes about suicide and stuff. So now that I'm clean and everything, I think my only like natural progression in my comedy is to do jokes about how I'm going to get murdered now, you know, like
right. Switch it around.
oh, silly. But I know I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy you guys are here too. So you have one album done. You can pick it up on CDs, or what's going on with that?
Oh, Chelsea.
yeah, we have it placed in the two local Sunrise Records, but of course you can contact us. We can get it out. We have probably just another box full still. All of our tour plans for March and forward were cut. So we're just holding on to it. You can download it at Bandcamp. You can download it through pretty much any platform, iTunes. I'm not an Apple user, but I heard it's out there.
So you have a Bandcamp. You have Bandcamp, so you can put it on
most direct way. Yeah, that's probably the best way.
And especially if you wait till like Bandcamp Fridays, and then you get all the money from it, right? So.
And it has 13 tracks, and then our second onslaught's going to be probably 13 also. We're really really motivated to get back into studio probably this winter and just get it out for 2022. Awesome.
Yeah, I like that there's a lot of tracks on it too. And the the fact that because I really don't like it when I like get a vinyl. I know you guys aren't on vinyl yet, but like when you get a vinyl and it's a double LP, but there's so much room for more songs, and like they just didn't do it. It's just like, why is this not even on a double LP? Like now I've got to get up. You think I want to get up? I don't want to get up. Then I got to flip the record way more often than I should. You know?
No, it's definitely Malice is definitely the CD you bring on your road trip, and then all of a sudden you're in the next province, and that's hard in Ontario because, right? And we're all pretty outdoorsy too. We're in our cars a lot, and literally the CD doesn't come out. It's just like a good loop. It's got a couple, it's got a couple tie-ins that I think people will grow to like when they really sit down and listen to it. But you need the hour.
Yeah, I don't like playlists with just like one songs and stuff. Like I love listening to the album, you know, because it's a whole experience. And as far as driving in Ontario from into another province, that would be very hard with one CD, because in May I did a road trip to help move my friend. I went from Toronto, and I went as far as Calgary. He went all the way to BC, but just to be with him for the drive, because like the first day we went from Toronto to Sault Ste. Marie, so 8 hours, then Sault Ste. Marie to Thunder Bay, 8 hours, and 8 hours to
Thunder Bay. That's
pardon me.
Thunder Bay's far.
yeah, right. And so it was basically 8 hours a day. And then once we got to Winnipeg, so that was like the third day, we went from Winnipeg straight to Calgary. That was like 13 hours of driving that day. The only thing we stopped for was we had, other than gas and stuff, like we had lunch in Saskatchewan with Stu Block. So I was pretty happy with that, because he was my first interview on mental health. So
awesome.
But it was very cool to see the country. But it made me not like the people so much, because we're always shitting on the next town over, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with the next town over. There's nothing wrong with that. You know how everyone's always like shitting on Winnipeg? It's fucking beautiful. Right? That architecture, some of those old buildings look amazing. The new buildings look amazing. Like, I mean, sure, it's the murder capital of Canada, but somewhere has to be.
Right, somewhere needs to be.
Right. Better there than me around here. Oh yeah. But have you guys done any cool tours or anything?
We've done a couple small Ontario tours, but nothing huge.
Yeah.
Nothing big yet.
Hopefully we can get you up there. Like, not me personally, but like, you know.
I remember being about 18, we played North Bay, and I've kept an ear to the ground there, and like North Bay and all like Ottawa and out toward Montreal. That's really like to do a stint of northern and then out east, I think would be like my dream tour so far. But we haven't even cracked Toronto yet. Like, we just really have been on the outskirts waiting to get in there. But
we were able to get down in London and stuff like that, but never in Toronto yet.
In the Toronto community, it really is shrinking and shrinking, because like it's getting so expensive there. Like to even have a jam space there or anything, it was so expensive. It's like, it's scary. And they're losing a lot of venues too to condos. So that's not fun either. Like my favorite venue was like the Cool House for the longest time, and that's been gone for years.
Yeah.
And but like the most metal city that I've found like in Canada is Montreal. So
for sure.
Yeah. And the thing about Quebec is they support their own people. They support French people because, you know, it's their own little culture. And they don't, like, Canada doesn't do that with anything else, like especially comedy. Like, no one cares about comedy unless you've made it in the States. So that's cool that, like, if I spoke French, I could just go to Quebec and actually build something there, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I have relatives in Montreal too, and when I go there, you can just like feel the art in the air. Like, it's so corny, but like it really is a live city. It's just beautiful out. Like in the summertime, you go up to the mountain and there's just people vibing everywhere. It's a place to be. And yeah, for metal night and nightlife, like going to heavy MTL for a few years in a row, it's just like one of my favorite things. I'd choose that over Cuba any day. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Because like there's nothing like the community of being around fellow metalheads, you know? Because it's like when all the outcasts get together, which is weird about like nowadays, because like now you don't even have to be an outcast to like metal. It's just, oh, I like metal. and then you never had to go through the, like, I assume we're all in our 30s, where like for us liking metal in the 90s and 2000s, it was a little more not as accepted as it would be today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was 5 years old, jumping on my bed screaming, "We're not going to take it," listening to Twisted Sister, right? So like that's my roots. I was always a weirdo.
Yeah, right. Yeah. For me, I started off with like if it wasn't for new metal, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am now. I went right down the metal spiral rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, there's two pivotal moments for me. I think the first glimpse was Wayne's World, the scene with Bohemian Rhapsody. But then when Song 2 came out, and I was 7, and that came on in like an indoor recess in our portable, and all the kids were just like,
oh, great. Yeah.
woohoo!
I remember being on the climbers, and like the tube part of the climbers, just sitting in there with my Discman, listening to Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, for sure, man. I was a Guns N'
Appetite for Destruction, like none of the stuff after that, because like Appetite was like the best, the heaviest album. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a rattlesnake suitcase under my arm because I'm a mean machine. I'm drinking gasoline, and honey, you can make my motor.
Oh yeah. I loved Rocket Queen. Rocket Queen was probably my favorite.
All right. Well, is there anything you want to give a shout out to before we get going here, or anything?
I would definitely like to give a shout out to Pure Gain Promo for getting us our first show back at the Queen. So that's huge. Thank you, Jillian. We love you so much. Who else, Chelsea?
We've really been lucky. Yeah, the Sunrise Bayfield team, and also our producers through HK Recording, our producer for the videos, Jeff Burbridge, Max at the Jam Spot. We got our friends Matt and Noel that really helped in that respect on the video shoot last week. I think that was just one of the most like poignant moments for our band to know that like this whole chapter of misery and like blah pandemic stuff was behind us after like last two Saturdays ago. So thanks for that. And just to all the other like friends in our local like band chats and stuff who are just making us laugh. And so we got, again, this Sunday is Battle Scarred and Worm Husks kind of first sets, and then we got Lost in the Deadlights and Tangents and ourselves. So it starts at 7, and you'll want to be there because it's just all the local rowdy metalheads all at once.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and okay, you go, Phil.
Yeah, plus two, I wanted to address our videos. So we have a video for Descent into Oblivion that's out right now on YouTube. We will be releasing From Grace to Ashes very soon. And then we have 2 more videos that we plan on doing after Grace is issued for World in Ruin and our namesake Dead Beyond Fear. So those be expecting 3 videos from us within the next, I'd say, 12 to 18 months. Should be pushing out videos.
Okay, great. Yeah, and it was fun seeing you on Metal Momentum, that's for sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much for reaching out, Robbie.
Oh, well, yeah. Thank you for doing this in such short notice.
Perfect, Robbie. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you for being on Metal Health.
Oh, yeah, it's all my pleasure.
All right. Take care.
This is the perfect analogy for mental health. All right? Boom, I fall. And then like the jogger comes up. Oh, that happened right in front of me. Do I have to care? Looks around. Do I have to care? Oh, there's no one around. Okay, I'll just keep going.